In part 6 of this series about our adventure to the biblical mountains, Mount Sinai and Mount Horeb, we come down off the mountain and then get taken into some of the Sinaitic mysteries of the ocean of the ancient beauty, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah.
Hello. Oh, good.
We made it.
والله حيو.
Sheikh Mannar.
Welcome. Come sit here. Come. This your lunch. This your lunch.
Too much.
This your lunch.
Have some
Eat it, eat it,
magic.
eat it.
Let's give it to the camel.
الوقت الحالي لا، لأن حركة ما في يا أبو خالد بالمرة، وأزمة سوريا ومصر ذبحتنا. Look to you.
From the top of the mountain of Aaron at Petra, looking northwest towards the Dead Sea and Jerusalem beyond, I was also looking towards the beautiful earth goddess described by Rami Sajdi on his site acacialand.com, with her womb at Bethlehem and of course, but with her crown chakra at Nazareth. Although I was more inclined to look towards the Carmel range and remember the beautiful goddess, the living mountain of Carmel, whom Baha'u'llah addressed in his tablet of Carmel, and told her of his revelation, a revelation to which the heart of Sinai hath been attracted, and whose name the burning bush is calling. Unto God, the Lord of Lords, belong the kingdoms of earth and heaven. Ere long will God sail his ark upon thee, and will manifest the people of Baha'i, who have been mentioned in the book of names. Elijah too had dwelt on Mount Carmel, but the Carmelite priest at El-Muraka told us that Elijah ascended in the flesh on Mount Hor, which means it is quite possible it might be Elijah making these crop patterns. 12 years before, the major synchronicity had been around plant medicine and the Baha'i faith. This year too, the best crop circle of 2013 on July 13th, the day we flew on our pilgrimage via the crop fields of England, was this 9-petaled flower, a Mashriq al-Adkar, Baha'i temple, dawning place of the remembrance of God. So I wasn't surprised when my research on Mount Sinai and Mount Horeb found their greatest profundity and depth in the ocean of Baha'u'llah, especially his early Baghdad days. These writings were rich in Moses and Sinai imagery, and also rich in their imagery of the Maid of Heaven, or the Maid of Eternity. Consider this tablet. The Maid of Eternity came from the exalted paradise with snow-white hand, with raven locks like the dragon or rod in the form of a serpent of Moses she came. With guiding light from the morn of meeting with Mount Sinai she came. Scholar Stephen Lambden pointed out that the fire of Moses was manifest from the lote tree of the divine beloved. It was her bosom which was the mystic Sinai, and her fire that was the Sinaitic light of the friend. Baha'u'llah made it clear that he himself was the lote tree of eternity, the burning bush that had cried out to Moses, and enabled him to enter the Sinai of the cause and the Horeb of the spirit. Then we cried out unto him from beyond the 70,000 veils, from the lote tree of eternity, Sidrat al-Bakar, by the majestic ocean of the fathomless deep. But as we have seen, there was a physical counterpart to Mount Horeb and Sinai. So is there a physical counterpart to the lote tree of eternity, the Sidrat al-Bakar? A search on Sidra came up with Rami Sajdi once again, with photographs of the sacred Sidra or acacia. Rami wrote that this tree flowers in November and is known for its highly revered honey. Typically, bees of a certain hive make 37,000 trips just to a cedar flower and become exhausted after making a few trips. The bees cannot withstand the potency of the nectar of this remarkable acacia tree. But it was the desert acacia associated with the Midianites, the shittim tree that the Ark of the Covenant was built from, that was the source of the mysterious ingredient of the ancient Zoroastrian brew, according to Rami. In any case, the synchronicity on this journey has definitely deepened us in our appreciation and love for both plant medicine and the Baha'i faith. And my prayer from the top of Mount Hor was the prayer of visitation of Abdul-Baha, where he rests under the shrine of the Bab on the terraces. Also remembering that the Qibli, the point of adoration mentioned by Abdul-Baha as the luminous shrine around which circumambulate the concourse on high, and to where all good Baha'i pilgrims face when doing obligatory prayer, is Baji across the bay, the resting place of the ancient beauty. And now, please join us on our ride from the Bedouin village back to the Ammarin camp as we listen to the little song that our Bedouin host Muhammad played us every night before sleep. Resting after our long journey up to Jebel Haroun. We've only got an hour to go and we've got to hit the road, unfortunately. But an hour is better than nothing in this beautiful little cave. Still pretty hot out, but it's nice and shady in the Ammarin camp.